Meet Lingsha, the new cauldron master of the Alchemy Commission, and the Xianzhou Alliance's best aromatherapist. Her appearance in the War Dance quest was actually a return home for her. As she describes in her voice line about her background, she was born and raised in the Luofu, but for the past 30 years lived in the Juming with her mentor, Yunhua. Lingsha is very straightforward, rarely mincing words. Behind her soft, composed smile is an extremely sharp tongue. This dragon woman is often upfront and honest to a brutal extent. We see this clear as day in her interaction with Scott when she first appears in the story.
Normally, it'll only take around 47 star calendar years.
Only 47 years?
Why so surprised? You're still young and full of energy. I'm pretty sure you'll live a few more decades. Have some confidence in yourself. Sure thing, Mr. Scott. You seem pretty confident that your career and life will last long enough to witness this victory unfold.
I have a soft spot for characters like this who just speak their mind without any kind of sugarcoating. Lingsha is my favorite variation of this trope, where the brutal honesty is in juxtaposition with a gentle demeanor, like Haru from Persona 5. This isn't to say her caring demeanor is just for gags. We'll touch on how genuinely kind she is later in the analysis. Another important trait of Lingsha's characterization is her fixation on scents. Go into her voice lines and you'll notice that she brings up the smell of a character pretty consistently. And no, it's never an actual smell she's referring to, like, oh, Ting Yun has a nice lavender fragrance, the perfume Miss Fei Xiao uses is lovely, and March 7th just radiates fruitiness. No, she uses the terms scent and smell, in these instances at least, to describe a character's general vibe. Yan Qing's purity, Huo Huo's sensitivity, and Yukong's sorrow, just to name a few. These voice lines contextualize Lingsha has been a rather excellent judge of character, picking up on the subtlest of details and how people around her act. This isn't to say her manner of speaking is nothing more than a fun quirk. Her character details confirm she does possess a keen sense of smell, which comes in quite handy with her aromatherapy. We see in her first character story how even as a kid, her sense of smell helped Yunhua diagnose patients and give them the right medication. Despite being a character who so far we have yet to meet on screen, Yunhua is vital to fully understanding Lingsha. Yunhua was like a mother figure to little Lingsha, back when she went by Danju. Yunhua gave her pearls of wisdom about being a healer in the Alchemy Commission, such as teaching her that healers should spend every day working hard and being loyal to their duties. Their strong mother-daughter-like bond is why after Yunhua was exiled from the Luofu and moved to the Juming, Danju went with her. After all, according to her second character story, the years that she spent studying under Yunhua were the most fulfilling and joyous of her life. Her reaction to Yunhua's exile does highlight another key aspect of her character. She will always stand up to injustice, condemning people for their crimes or prove people innocent of false accusations. This trait of hers is the central focus of her third character story, where she was exposed to the different afflictions of humanity, like greed and hypocrisy, and did her part to thwart any evil schemes she picked up on. We also see this near the end of the War Dance storyline, where she gets fed up with Tao Run after he confesses to being the mastermind behind everything. Even when she was a young girl, she still tried her hardest to plead her master's case. Her voice line about Yunhua is a great summation of this character trait. She still believes her kind master was framed by criminals and that you must not harbor any goodwill towards villains. She also brings up her master in her voice line about Jing Yuan.
My master and General Jing Yuan have an unpleasant history with each other. But personal grudges are a luxury that adults cannot afford.
That last bit, personal grudges are a luxury that adults can't afford, is funny for her to say because she's being a bit hypocritical herself. When you look back at her interactions with Jing Yuan during A Web of Pasts Rewoven, she makes a few targeted comments towards him.
But I guess I understand. The people of the Luofu are known for their kindness. Even when faced with a malignant tumor within the Alchemy Commission, they couldn't bring themselves to cut it out. Instead, they exiled the healer, who tried to solve the problem, to the Xianzhou Juming. Thank you for enlightening me. Was it for the same reason that you traded off my mentor to the Xianzhou Juming, only to stand idle and allow the resurgence of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus?
Again, we're seeing that brutal honesty at play, and she is tearing into the general. But this leads to a wake-up call for the new Cauldron Master, as Jing Yuan reveals Yunhua wasn't a purely innocent soul. She was exiled for using forbidden healing on Dan Heng after his rebirth, making him regain Dan Feng's memories. And while Lingsha did catch on from an early age, there was a bigger conspiracy behind her mentor's exile. Her love for her mentor blinded her from suspecting that she intentionally played a part in what led to her banishment. Jing Yuan specifically says Yunhua herself believed what she did was for the betterment of the Vidyadhara. Although she does acknowledge her mentor's crimes and thanks Jing Yuan for protecting her by only issuing an exile, her voice lines still show she holds her master in high regard. She still sees Yunhua as a kind, open soul, and with all the years they spent together, with Lingsha willingly letting herself get banished to the Juming with her master, it's no wonder she wants to think Yunhua is a good person at heart. Speaking of the Juming, that was where Lingsha studied different types of medical treatments, including aromatherapy. She practices the piercing gaze art of healing she learned from Ardens Regia, the High Elder of the Juming, and she does so using the incense burner that doubles as her weapon, the ruby tendrils. As she learned such healing arts and used incense to dispel the illnesses of humanity, she chose to take on the name Lingsha. Her name connects to her occupation. Lingsha is the term used for a powder form of mercury sulfide, a substance used in traditional Chinese alchemy and medicine. It's produced through heating mercury and sulfur together, which is likely why they made her a fire-type character. Plus, mercury and sulfur are two of the three heavenly substances of alchemy, which is why she took on the name Lingsha when choosing a name that represented her dedication to learning the hearts of man. Her medicinal namesake's fluctuation of yin and yang, its properties of both water and fire, make it a miracle cure to those in mortal danger, just as she herself wished to become. As mentioned earlier, her real name is Dan Ju. Dan means red or cinnabar, while Ju means vermilion. Yes, her full legal name is just different shades of red, just to really hammer home how burning incense is like her main characteristic. Off topic, but when I first heard the name of the drip marketing, I got her confused with Dan Shu, the Sanctus Medicus lady who was part of those quests that were cut out of the main story. But no, it's just a nearly identical name. There is another Hoyoverse character who has also gone by the name Dan Ju. Lingsha is another Honkai XP. The character she's based on is Nua from HI3. That character is named after a goddess in Chinese myth, the creator of humanity, who's often associated with fertility and order. She's commonly depicted as half human and half snake or dragon. Makes sense that in a game where dragon people exist, a character in part inspired by Nua would be one of them. And Nua's ties to order may be why Lingsha gets so stressed out correcting the flaws of the Alchemy Commission now that she's Cauldron Master. She was quick to recognize the issues the Commission was facing and ways to counteract or fix them. However, her hyper-focusing on fixing these problems has left her quite irritable. In her signature light cone, she needs to ignite a soothing incense for herself just so she can relax on vacation. All this stress ended up reminding her of Yunhua. The waves still sounded outside her window. As she watched the rising and falling of the ocean, she thought about how Yunhua must have spent her days like this back then. Master, continuing to practice and learn in the face of the burdens of human affairs is no simple matter. That young girl whose face was blackened by the exploding elixir crucible is now a grown woman, drowning in work and petty squabbles. Lingsha is a fun character. She's always had an interest in the arts of healing since she was a little girl, and had a great mentor to follow the example of as a Cauldron Master. She's grown into a mature woman who tries her best to not hold grudges and fulfill her duties as a healer. While she doesn't play a huge role in the war dance, her presence was very much welcome, and I'm sure she'll get more screen time on her next revisit to the Luofu. When we see her again, hopefully we get more insight into her bond with her teacher. Also, there was no other place to put this, so I'm ending off the video with this. Pink Bunny go burr. Thank you for watching this video. This is one part of a series of analysis videos on the Xian Show's cast of characters. If you want to see me analyze another character from the Xian Show, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future uploads. Also, like this video to let me know if I did a good job. As a smaller content creator on the platform, engaging with my videos really, truly helps me out. Thank you once again for watching, have a great rest of your day, and until we meet again, take care.